Hey everyone, it's Christina, One Happy Mama again, and this is part 2 of the video series that I'm doing to show you guys the album that I put together for my daughter using Project Life. And this is where we ended the last video at. And just to recap, the first part of this album is like the baby part of my daughter's album. So I used all the baby girl core kit cards in the album, and that's a really great kit when you're doing a baby album because it has lots of great prompt cards, journaling cards, filler cards, super cute, super easy to put an album together using that. So I used that in the first part. And as you can see now on this page, I've incorporated some of the blush kit, which is another favorite kit of mine. This journaling card and this journaling card both come from it. And so you'll see as I go through the album that I'm starting to incorporate more of those cards. And I don't really incorporate much of the baby cards anymore. Kind of did a transition from the baby to the toddler years. So that's where this starts off at. So there's that page, and you can see another scrapbook layout that I included. This one right here talks about my daughter's 3 little loves that she had when she was little. The turtle that had the little twinkly lights at night, Buster the bear, and Ba her sheep. So it's just a little memories and stories about those 3 that are important to her. On this side, I've got another scrapbook page that kind of took a little bit of time because I did some stitching of some buttons, and I didn't want to definitely trash that. I thought it was really pretty, and it's about her blankie, which she still has today. So that's an important layout that I incorporated in there. And you can just see more photos, reused embellishments, and filler card. Here's a layout that I included, and if you read my blog, you kind of know that I love to remember those everyday kind of moments. I have that Right Now challenge on my blog where every Friday I just kind of post on my blog the little everyday moments that I've recorded throughout the week. Well, I couldn't bear to part with these layouts that I did of my daughter because they're that same kind of concept. So this is You at 2, and it just goes through and says her favorite number, color, book, toy, outfit, song, and so on. I love those kind of, right now, memories that you capture, and so I definitely didn't want to throw away that kind of layout, and I didn't really want to have to handwrite it all again on a journaling card, so I left that. There's some more photos and journaling cards. Okay, this page we have just some more pictures, embellishments, journaling card where I recorded this really cute story about my daughter in cup shoes. These are her cup shoes. She would put these little empty yogurt cups on her feet. I saved them for bath time, and she would kind of play with them with her toys and stack them. And one day she came out of her room and just started walking in the kitchen. It made like a little, like, it kind of sounded like she was a little horse, just kind of walking around the house. And she was like, "These are my cup shoes." And it was just the cutest thing, and it's a story that, I have it on video too when she did it. But I love that I was able to capture her little cup shoes. And I use a date stamp, which I think is important as much as possible to get the date down, because sometimes I'll look at a photo and I'll be like, I think she was around 3 maybe, or, I hate not knowing exactly when sometimes. So the date stamp comes in really handy. And I love that you can just get these little photos and memories down with these journaling cards. So there's that. This is a layout that I made of her little hands, which is a sweet idea. I just took some cardstock, traced my daughter's hands, cut them out, and I put a little journaling next to it that just talked about her hands and how they're, love to clap to music. They wrap around us and give us the best hugs. They build great block creations. They open so many books each day. So that's a cute little idea for maybe something that you might want to incorporate in your project life. A friend of mine, Nicole, she's my best friend, and she did a really cute thing. You might have seen it on my blog a couple weeks ago on one of my Project Life spreads. But she took some ink, you can use acrylic paint too, and she stamped her little son's hands on a little white 3x4 card, and then she stuck it in her Project Life album. And I just think it's the sweetest thing to see their little hands. But this is another idea that you can do if you don't want to do any ink or any paint. You can just trace their little hands and cut it out, and then you can kind of talk about what their little hands are doing now. It's a sweet little addition to your album. Okay, another layout, and this is another one today. Kind of the same concept. It talks about what she's into today, on that day. More photos and journaling cards and reused embellishments. And on the back of this, I'll go over here, I have another layout. See, you can tell I'm a big lover of these kind of layouts. I think they're just so neat to look back on and have all these specifics about your kids. Probably can't read that, but this is called Right Now, and it just talks about all the things that she's into right now, and it has the date on it. You know, she really loved to hold on to my keys, help me walk the dog. She loved hangers, straws, Maggie's leash, and books. So just little tidbits, you know, that I might not remember today. So I definitely stuck that layout in there. Some more photos, journaling, and you can see this is kind of just all that you're going to see in this is some layouts, some journaling, some pictures, because that's what it's all about, you know. These are the memories. And this I just took straight from a scrapbook layout that I wanted to incorporate in here. This little cardstock piece with these little felt candles. And I just stuck it right onto a 4x6 card. And so it talks about her birthday, which the pictures are on this side. I don't know if you can see if it's a little out of focus here, but there's just her cupcakes, her opening some gifts, and how she blew bubbles that day. And the rest of these are just photos and a little bit of journaling. There's another scrapbook layout that I really liked and I wanted to keep. Some more photos and journaling. This one's just mainly photos. There's a little quote that my daughter would say, "I want to fly, Daddy." He would put her on his shoulders. That picture's not the best picture, but it's one of my favorites anyway. That's the cool thing about photos is I'm no, professional photographer, but, some of the pictures I have, if they're out of focus or horrible lighting or, a little, crazy looking, if they capture a moment in my family's life or my life or my daughter's life that is just special, you're not going to care. So just have your camera ready, It doesn't matter. They don't have to be professional photos to really mean something to you. And here's another layout that I kept. Okay. And this layout is a cute one because what I did, and this is even an idea you can do in your project life. You don't have to make it a layout. You could just incorporate it on a journaling card. But this is called Chatterbox. And it's all the words that my daughter was saying at the time. So, Dad, Mama, neck huggies, I need ba and Dora Dinky, ice cold sippy cup. So she'd say these things and, they were like her normal everyday things that she'd say all the time. And so I just kind of recorded them. And it's just kind of neat to look back on and to remember that she would say those things and kind of get a good little giggle out of them. So that's another idea that you could put in your project life. More pictures, embellishments, and journaling cards. And on this side, you can even see right there on this Post-it note, Easter journal, because I still have to go back and write the Easter journaling that goes with these photos. A little tip, I love mini Post-it notes. I think that they're perfect to use when you're doing your project life. If you want to, if you have an idea, you want to jot it down, or for like little placeholders to say, okay, go back and put this picture, or do this journaling, or this is the date for that. And then when you have more time, just go back and write down your journaling or remove your Post-it note. And it's just a good little placeholder reminder, and they just come in handy. I love little Post-it notes. Mini Post-it notes rock. Okay, here's another layout, like mother, like daughter. You can kind of see why I kept it. It's just kind of funny. Okay. And we've got more photos and embellishments. There's another date stamp and some chipboard thickers. And somebody asked me on my blog what kind of pen I use. They liked the thicker writing that I have on my journaling cards. And that pen is actually a Sharpie fine tip marker. It's my most favorite to use when I do my journaling. So I hoard them actually. And so that's what it is. It's a Sharpie fine tip marker. And I also love the American Crafts precision pens. Those are nice too. They give you a thinner writing, but they're really good too, and they're great quality. So I recommend those too. But the thicker ones that you kind of see, like right there, that is a fine tip Sharpie pen, or marker I should say. My favorite. Call me Sharpie. Okay, this is just 2 pages of nothing but photographs. So see, you don't need journaling because I can look back on these photos and say, I remember when my daughter did that. That was hilarious. And look at this that she made. And there's her with puppy. You know, you don't need to write something down or date everything either. Just slip these photos in, get them recorded, get them down in the album. Okay. Okay, I'm back, sorry. I got a phone call in the middle of this video, but anyway, so there's 2 whole pages of nothing but photographs. Here's another layout that I kept showing my daughter's love for puppies. She has probably 5 times that now. More photos and journaling cards. And this little chipboard American Crafts flare button up here, just took it directly off a layout that I had that I reused, put it on this photo. Makes me so giddy when I can reuse stuff like that. And it's super simple to put in your Project Life album. More photos. Another layout. Okay, another page of photos. More photos. This right here, all this was taken directly from a scrapbook page as well, and just put right on this little super cute 4x6 journaling card with a date stamp on it. And this is an older embellishment that I had, and I just stuck it right on this filler card. Easy to embellish. Okay, here's another layout that I kept, kind of along the same lines of the everyday moments kind of layouts that I like to do, which is almost 3, and then it has a bunch of her little favorite things scattered about in it, and I love all the little cute embellishments from American Crafts back in the day. They're still one of my favorite companies, and I just love all those little cute goodies. More photos and a journaling card with some memories. Same thing here. We've got another layout that really is special to me that I wanted to keep. Makes me cry when I read it, so I'm not going to read it, especially not on camera. Okay, and then we've got this layout, which I love. I couldn't get rid of. I didn't want to have to transfer it to the Project Life, but this is when my daughter wrote her name for the first time. She did it on a dry erase board, and I took a picture of it. And it's got the date on it, and just talks about her practicing writing her letters and how proud she was when she wrote it, and the cute way she would write her Y's. She'd go way up high, and she'd say she was going to the sky with them. She used to kind of go out like a T, and I said, no, they have to go up high like this. And then she'd go, oh, like to the sky? And she would go up really high. And so every time I see her write her name that way on that picture, it makes me think of that. So I've got that little journaling there. There's a little fall page, pumpkins and such. Okay. Got some more photos and journaling. Another little layout that I kept with some sweet little embellishments on it, sweet photos. And this little guy right here is one of my favorite pictures. Just goes to show you that I don't know what it is. I could be having a horrible day and I look at this Mr. Potato Head that my daughter created many years ago, and it is just the sweetest, cutest, most hilarious looking thing I've ever seen in my life. And if I had to pick like 5 photos that are my favorite, this would actually be one of them. It just makes me so happy. I don't know, she showed it to me, was so proud, and it just made me laugh, and I just was filled with so much, you know, happiness. It might sound silly, but that little photo right there. So when your kids create special little creations or make little funny things, just take a picture of it, because it'll warm your heart for many years after. I'm so glad I have a picture of it. And so thought I'd share that with you guys. Hopefully it makes you giggle too. Okay, and let me go over on this side. This is just a little birthday spread about her birthday. I think it was her 3rd birthday. Yep, 3rd birthday. It has a little filler card. These are all blush, super cute. Pink polka dots today. Just a little sticker I had. Talks, you know, shows what kind of things that she got. And on this page right here, this in the middle here is an insert. It's just an 8.5 by 11 page protector. And these 2 little crafts are what she made one Christmas. And I stuck them in there and stapled the top so it doesn't come sliding out. And I put a little made with love. Let me see if I can focus in on that for you guys. There you go. Whoops, my finger. A little made with love American Crafts flare on it. And I just like to have little art pieces. I know it can get kind of bulky and you can't hold on to every single thing, but little crafty things like this that she made when she was smaller, I love to hang on to. And so I just put it in her album this way. And it kind of, you know, it's in chronological order. So here's some Santa stuff. Sitting with Santa for the first time. And you wouldn't know it in that picture, but she was terrified of Santa. And she like freaked out beforehand. And my husband got her to smile. And we just couldn't believe how cute the picture turned out. So, just more pictures and journaling cards. Same on that page. Some more on that page. Okay, more pictures and journaling. She saw her first rainbow on that day on my husband's shoulders. Can't really see the rainbow very well in the picture. It's kind of dark, but there's her rainbow. Some more pictures. I'm probably going to bring it to a close right here so I don't make this video too long. But one thing I wanted to mention was I think I've decided to purchase another album, the same exact album. And this album, I just kind of flip over here. It got kind of bulkier than I wanted, but I mean, I guess that's to be expected since it's baby to 6 years old. But I love this album. It's from the Seafoam collection. And so see how it's kind of bulky, and I want it to lay a little flatter. And so what I'm going to do is buy another album just like this, and I'm going to put half of it in that one. And I'm just going to label it, you know, 1 and 2, and I think that'll be better for the album. So that's what I'm going to do. So 2 albums from birth to 6 years is pretty good, considering I had about 5 albums full of scrapbook layouts, and it was just taking up too much space. It was hard to look through. You know, everything was kind of scattered about, wasn't in order. And this is such an easier, more organized, super cute way to do it. So I hope you've gotten some inspiration from it. I have one more video that I'll do next week that shows the remainder of this album and kind of how I wrapped it up. If you have any questions for me, just leave it in the comment section and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope that you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for all the sweet feedback you've been giving to me. I know these aren't professional grade videos. This is only the second one I've done. So I just hope that you kind of get an insight onto how I did it. I love seeing other people's videos and kind of seeing more, you know, a more in-depth look into their albums and what they do, and kind of seeing it, not, you know, live, so to speak. So I hope that it's helped. And if you have any questions about anything that's in my album, just let me know, and I'll be back next week, Project Life Tuesday, with the last video. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much.